Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last episode of this niche and luxury fragrance capsule selection. This has been a great list for me to put together for you guys. I wanted to break it up into three-part sections so that you can get a thorough and digestive way of how I love to wear these fragrances in the summertime. Now, of course, all of these fragrances, however beautiful they are, I want you guys to know thoroughly that you need to sample these fragrances first before putting them into your collection. And then though these fragrances are the one I've selected for this list, these are not the only fragrances that I'll be rocking this summer. Of course, those particular fragrances will be coming in out of rotation, and I will have more lists to come this summer for those. But as this end cap goal for list number 3 for niche and luxury designer, I got some bangers for you. And if it's the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuance of scent, cigars, and wine. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. As I stated, I have some very beautiful fragrances for you guys here today. All my gentlemen, I got some classics here for you, as well as some new staples in my collection that I want to get across to you and have an understanding that these are fantastic fragrances from the niche and luxury designer realm of fragrance and perfumery. So with that being said, let's just get started to what I have here today. I'm going to go first with a KILIAN fragrance. And this fragrance is one of my favorite from their blue collection. And this is Vodka on the Rocks, done by Sidonie Lancesor. And this particular scent, I thoroughly enjoy this scent, and I have actually one here that I wasn't going to put on the list, but I want to bring it to your attention because it has such a similar profile for me that I just don't think anybody can go wrong with either or. My bottle is the KILIAN, so I'm going to talk about you extensively about how I feel and why I wear this in the summertime. Just fresh, cracked coriander, peppery, citrusy, lavender, sweetness, very suave sweetness to this particular scent. It's one of those fragrances that has a lightness, a very effervescent everyday scent, but when it comes to summertime, this fresh, spicy, somewhat floral woody scent is one that is a classic and staple for many of us in our collections. It comes off with the vodka accord. I think from my reading and understanding, they make that vodka accord from the coriander and aldehydes, the way they mix this, or the way Sidonie Lancesor mixed this, and she did a phenomenal job in bringing this to us. It has a nice touch of rose in this one as well, with some leathery and lily of the valley accords in this one. So it's one of my favorite style of fragrances to wear, especially when it comes to evening wear, because of that very much so understated gentleman accord of lily of the valley with the leather notes and aldehydes. A great coriander fragrance as well, like I stated in speaking about this. This goes off citrus-like with a great effect. And it's a humbling fragrance to wear because you will find yourself in corridors and hallways passing by people, and it's one that actually creeps in front of people's noses before they even approach you at about a 2-foot pace. And I swear I get a lot of compliments in that region where people have walked into me, give me that look, and then turn around and say, hey, you smell great, what is that you're wearing? Once again, Vodka on the Rocks by KILIAN, a great coriander fragrance with a lot of sandalwood, a little bit of aldehydic touches and ozonic touches, leathery, lily of the valley, oak moss, a very authentic yet understated rhubarb accord, which is this vegetal sweetness along with the rose. Great fragrance for summertime evenings. Once again, by KILIAN, Vodka on the Rocks. Great scent. Next up, what I have for you guys is one of Stephen Umberto Loukas' most underrated but well-received fragrances in his collection. This is Generation 2022. This is a masculine dream for summertime fragrances. It's fruity, it's woody, it's sweet, it's spicy, slightly oriental and resinous. But at the heart of it, the opening into the heart of it, it goes into this very refreshing opening of yuzu, mint, and blackcurrant, which are such an eye-opening presence in this particular scent. They really pop off the skin, really pop off the nose when you spray it on the nose of the atomizer. And in any essence, this is the calling card for the fragrance. It's headed by those notes, but when it comes to the base of this one, you get one of the best Cambodian oud accords along with balsamic spices, precious cedar wood, and a few more sweet kitchen spices. And what those kitchen spices come off are just as like the other fragrances, comes off a bit like a coriander spice and or a soft warming cinnamon spice inside of this one. The way he built this fragrance though, it's very much so carried through and through with the opening accords of black currant, mint, and yuzu, and he used those accords just phenomenally well, to a point where you just feel so elevated by this particular scent that you are one of those people that smell great in the room. You know that with this particular scent, you smell unique, you know you smell uplifting, you smell alluring, you smell sensual, you smell sexual. This is one of those great fragrances that has a lot of durability to it too, so it has a presence of your around you for at least 6 hours, and that elevated pitch of yuzu, mint, and black currant stay ahead, and it's just a phenomenal spring and summer scent to carry into high heat. Once again, this is generation 2022. It's a dashing fragrance. Just all the notes alongside each other perform so well. You get this naturally sweet aroma that comes from the mint and yuzu mixture. And the black currant is one that is very, very bright. It's not one that's like cat urine or anything like that. It's very bright, very uplifting, sort of like a juniper berry would be. Very, very beautiful scent, man. If you guys have not gotten your nose on any of Steven Humber Lucas fragrances, you guys are missing out, because this one here in particular is one of his best. And this is 2022, like I stated. This is full of all those opening of fruity accords, along with the mid of precious woods, and then the balsamic base comes in about 4 hours, 3 hours to be its most prevalent part, but they're soft, warm, and sweet, and that makes it a great fragrance for the summertime. Great fragrance. 2022 by Steven Humber Lucas. Next up, guys, what I have on the list is Cypress Shade by the House of Oud. Now, I had Live Colors on this list, I think in episode number 2. And I would be amiss and feel just neglectful of the house if I did not include this one as well. Cypress Shade is a beautiful, musky, oak mossy, mimosa fragrance. And what I would say first, don't get it twisted. This is not the Cypress accord they're talking about when they name this. They're actually talking about the region or the vacation spot Cyprus, which is in Italy. And this here really comes to a green, spicy, woody, fresh, and smooth citrus fragrance that is just comfortable to wear, soft, luscious, sensual, similar to what we had perceived, where I have perceived as the original Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme from the 1990s. That aromatic fougere, yet so elevated, so sweet, and so good that you couldn't resist it back in the 90s, and they kept it. And I think that thing's still on the market today, and it's one of the best scents for all around seasons. Just they elevated that particular accord with a lot more green, a lot more citrus accords. So it opens up with lemon, bergamot, star anise, and mandarin. And like I said, it's a very comfortable, very clean, very musky scent that has like a modicum, or it addresses an intoxication with just an elaborate amount of mint, coriander spice, petitgrain in the mid, Madagascar cedar, and a New Guinea oud, which is in this one as well. Now, the New Guinea oud is one I cannot say I have particular nuance of in my head to wrap around, but if it smells of anything, it's a very clean, robust wood that lays on the bottom of this particular thing and goes off so strikingly well. They also have a mimosa flower in this. Now, the mimosa flower is supposed to come off feminine from most fragrance notes in the chorus that I've read, but in this one, they've toned it down, I'm assuming, because I don't get much of it at all. If anything, I cannot particularly say that I smell the mimosa in this, because I thought it would be something that was more like a hay-like note, when to me, everything about this scent screams green, crisp, woody, fresh, and clean, and uplifting and vibrant, with that lemon, bergamot, and mandarin cut across the entire fragrance, with the mint and coriander holding it up as well. So as you can see, this particular list in part 3 has a lot of similar notes and chord structures that really cater to sensuality, sexuality, and a vibrant man when it comes to these scents. So everyone has had a mint accord or a coriander accord or petitgrain, along with citruses and woods, to make some very, very elevated fragrances for your wardrobe. Once again, from the House of Oud, Cypress Shade. Great fragrance. Next up on the list, gentlemen, we have a fragrance here from the House of OLFACTIVE Studios. This here is a summertime staple for me. I only wear this in summer. It can go off as a 3-season scent, mainly spring and summer, but in summertime, this is one of the very best yuzu fragrances that you will ever get your nose on. And I've smelled this recently, and I would say this is one of the actual fragrances where the new batches have gotten better. Excuse me. So this one is Still Life, and this was from OLFACTIVE Studio, like stated. And the calling card for this one is yuzu and rum. This is just yuzu, rum, and ambrox. Just a great, fresh, musky, woody, slightly animalic, but always fresh fragrance that just is so sensual. It's intoxicating as hell, man. It's very, just, the character on this one is phenomenal. It doesn't have any aromatic touches to this one. This one is very resinous, yet light wearing resinous, like a light spicy resinous feeling to it. It comes in with that star anise in the mid, which is a nice peppery spice to it. Has Szechuan pepper, black pepper inside of this one, pink pepper. So as you can see, it opens up as anything would with all these pepper chords. Very lively, very zesty, very eye-opening. And it comes into play with a yuzu that is very sweet and succulent, while also going into the ambrox and then rum in the base with the cedar wood. I have never smelled anything like this either. That's the one thing about this one that makes it so unique and good to wear in the summertime, with all those beautiful notes. And the rum comes off more like you would smell in a not a rum and coke, but what's the drink? A Long Island iced tea. If you guys are used to going to the bar and are used to being purchasing or buying at the bar the Long Island iced teas, the Long Island iced tea is what I get from this. That very sweet rum, along with a little splash of coke and some fruit as a garnish. Damn good fragrance. And it doesn't come off very boozy. It does have a booze effect, but you won't smell like you've been drinking alcohol. It's going to come off very fresh and robust in that way. Peppery, slightly green in the mid with the star anise and the galbanum. But at the end of the day, you're going to smell very sexy, sensual for a summer fragrance. And you're going to get compliments with this one. A great scent by the House of Olfactive Studios. This is Still Life. Beautiful scent. The scent trail on this one is crazy as well. Great scent. Still Life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, what we have for you here is the perennial king. To me, at least, when it comes to bra number 9, the king for me, at least, with them, or I'll say the jack of spades, at least. Let's just say that. This is the scent of peace. And this one here is the consummate musk accord from bond number 9 with a sweet, succulent pineapple and blackcurrant moss and musk. Very fruity, very fresh, very sweet, very woody, very mouth-watering, juicy notes of pineapple added with the exotic notes of juniper, berry, and bergamot. It just, to me, this one reproduces the smell and taste of the pina colada notes in all of like perfumeries when they try to bring that into play. This is one of the best, like, delightful date night fragrances to wear in the summertime. It's very robust. It screams, it shouts. It is one of those scents that has 2 or 3 sprays with it and it blooms around you. Very, like I said, fruity, musky, mossy, slightly green in the base of it because of the patchouli and moss with that musk accord. But when it's combined with that cedar wood and vetiver in the mid and the blackcurrant comes up over that pineapple, this is one of the best scents from the House of Bond number 9. And you're going to get compliments. This is I don't even have to tell you about how many times you're going to get compliments about this particular fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that's really good in that category. You have to be aware of how many sprays you spray, because to me, and that's to me saying that, because I can actually get a headache when I spray too many of this one because it's so strong. So if you're a person that really likes beast mode fragrances for the summertime, scent of peace for him, it's the one for you. Very grand pineapple scent. If you like pineapple as well, this is the one for you as well. Pineapple, juniper berry, blackcurrant, cedar, vetiver, moss, and patchouli. Scent of peace, bond number 9. So what we got next up on the list is KIRKE by the House of TIZIANA TERENZI. I had a conversation with you guys a few weeks back about this particular scent, and to me, this is one of those great tropical fruit accorded fragrances that goes off so well. Very fruity, sweet, floral, slightly synthetic with the way this one comes off, because a lot of the fruit accords in this come off that way, but it doesn't come off screechy. It comes off very well blended, very well as a compliment factor for you. The way he combined the notes, he did a really good job. Every component very much so harmonizes with the rest. Every fruit accord in this has its own particular vibe, and they stand in their own lane, but they also mesh very well together. Comes off with a peach and pear and a passion fruit in the opening. Slightly with the blackcurrant. The blackcurrant is very unstated in this one. Then it goes to that, just the one I love about this, which is the lily of the valley in the mid. Combines with a nice vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli, and a musk accord in this one. This one stands to me as one of the best fruity, rich fruity accorded fragrances that comes off Slightly mid unisex, nothing very much so leaning toward the feminine or leaning toward the masculine. One that both you and your lady can share in and enjoy the faucets that come off your skin much better than the other. This one here has a lot of sandalwood in it as well, so that for the masculine skin is a plus. Patchouli, musk, lily of the valley, all clean with those fruit accords up top, make it very much so one of the very best summer fragrances to put on your nose or put on your skin and have everybody knows around you just lured in. Especially for nights out on the town. I don't think you can go wrong with this. You will get compliments from this as well. This is going to be a compliment magnet list. Great scent. KIRKE, TIZIANA TERENZI. So guys, next up, the list continues on for you guys. I have CORDEE. This is A La Cime du Cypress, and this is one of the very best fragrances from the house of MONCLER and for the summertime of any house that I've got my nose on in quite a few years. Very Hesperitic fragrance. Opens with a very authentic and very succulent bergamot accord that rests against some of the best black tea accords and cypress that you've ever smelled in a fragrance. It dances, just dances on your skin. The character of this one is it's becoming of a gentleman. It's nothing it's not original. I can't say it's original. It's something that you've smelled before, but it comes off better than the rest. Now this one here is just a beautiful fragrance. This is gonna be my scent of the day. This one is beautiful, the way it sprays on, the way it carries. You get about 8 sprays of this one and everybody's gonna smell you for at least the next 6 hours. I couldn't wait to put this one on my skin because this is one of the best when it comes to a joyful, jovial scent that's very becoming when it's warm outside, like it is today at 80 degrees, very humid outside. This is one of those scents that pretty much so puts you in one of the best moods possible and everyone around you at the same time. Green, fresh, woody, spicy, citrus. That pine comes off slightly citrusy, slightly herbaceous as well. The black tea comes off smooth as ever, just like in Gucci Pour Homme THoO. The bergamot comes off, like I said, succulent, sweet, but slightly Hesperitic and effervescent. Natalie Lorson did a great job in making this particular fragrance. Once again, this is from the MONCLER luxury line. And this is CORDEE A La Cime du Cypress. Get your nose on this one. I think you can find this right now. I was told at Joma Shop you can find this right now for a great price. So if you guys shop Joma Shop, this is not a plug video. This is me finding out information from one of my subscribers. I think you can find this right now for a great price. Once again, CORDEE A La Cime du Cypress. Great fragrance. Last up on the list, guys, the one that everyone loves. This has climbed to the top of everyone's radar and everyone's purchase list, and everyone who buys this particular scent has stated the same thing. For a simple fragrance, it really, really does the trick. It comes off so well. This is one of the most authentic smelling red grapefruit notes I've ever smelled. Jacques Cavalier did a great job in making this particular fragrance. And it's a very simple fragrance, but it's so becoming of a gentleman, so alluring, so sensual, just like the rest of these fragrances. Come off very bright, very sprightly, very effervescent with citrus and fresh accords, with a backbone of woody, spicy, and fruitiness. But this one here is so simple from what the note structure breaks down as. It only breaks down as grapefruit, ambroxan, and ginger. So that ginger, as always, it's a nice, cooling, warm spice that plays well and mingles well with always of the citrus or green accord. So that's one thing that gives us a plus. The ambrofix is one that carries a great and fantastic fresh musk accord across this fragrance. Very sensual, woody, and sweet. And the grapefruit is very live, effervescent, and appealing, and making this one of the very best fragrances that you can add. Very exotic, refreshing green facets and citrus accords to your particular fragrance rotation. So BVLGARI TYGAR, last on this list for you guys to get your nose on and to know that I personally will be wearing this as one of my staple fragrances for the summertime in the leash and designer luxury playlist this particular summer. I really get to turn heads with this one. This is one I must say I might even have to buy a backup bottle of this one this particular year because it's that good. I've already went through half the bottle last year spraying this on. I think I'm gonna go through the rest this year. Very good scent. That grapefruit is so well done. You would think that Bleu de Chanel was the best grapefruit on the market, but I think that this one here really took the mark on that one because they really did a great job finding this particular scent. Oils and just captured, however they captured it, they did a great job. Anyway, last but not least for the summertime fragrances, this is La TYGAR by the House of BVLGARI. Get your nose on this if you can. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my list for you guys today. That is the last in this 3-part series installment for you guys to have some great luxury and luxury niche designer fragrances for you guys to get to your collection, get in your rotation, and see what these fragrances can do for you. Because as always, these fragrances have been well tested by me, and I do give them very high remarks and high regard because they have done well for me in my wearing. As always, test before you buy. And as always, enjoy your life and enjoy your time. And until next time, and until next video, I will see you then. Peace. For all you guys who stuck around and heard the first topic, this is the scent Percival. This is what I want to say about Percival. Percival is a fragrance that I won't buy a full bottle of, but this particular scent really does come across, to me, very similar in its profile to Vodka on the Rocks. Vodka on the Rocks is a much more professional and polished fragrance, but for the way that they did Percival, it really comes off as a compliment getter. It's one that I will wear the rest of this decant that I purchased. But as it stated, to me, it comes off slightly coriander-like, very aldehydic, fruity, grapefruits, woody, spicy, herbaceous, and masculine. It's a great fragrance. It's a good fragrance. It's one that I think if I had not had Vodka on the Rocks, I would have purchased. But since I have that one, this one here comes off just like that one, and that in line with Smells Like to me, which was the scent of my youth, Abercrombie & Fitch. So if you guys are used to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, that's what these two fragrances kind of remind me of. Not totally, but have a reminiscent feel to them. And Percival is a great fragrance. So this is another summertime fragrance that I'll be ending this decant this summertime wearing and having a good time doing so. So once again, that is the final saying for this particular list. Percival decant form, great fragrance. Crispy, woody, sweet. All right, peace, guys.